Hello, I hope this video finds you well. My name is Alicia Heskett, and if you don't know, thank you for subscribing. That's the first thing. But if you don't know, I am a booktuber. I'm also a boudoir photographer, a photography educator, and I turned 40 last year, and this page is all about what that looks like for me. I'm blending all of my things that I love together, and I'm excited to share something new with you. Now, I have my computer because as we all know, if you don't know, I am 40, as I said, and perimenopause has a brain fog moment on me, something serious. I want to make sure that I'm doing this correctly because I am a part of something called Black BookTube is Reading. And we've been given a 30-day challenge. And with this challenge, I want to introduce myself because I know that I have a lot of subscribers who are new to this channel, and you've come to me from my shorts where I give you the lowdown on books that I have read, and I want to share a little bit more about who I am and what I do and why I do. So the first question is, who am I? Where am I from? And what kind of books do I read? Who am I? I am a lover of art. I am a person who loves to create. As you see, my nails, this is my new fixation now to get my creativity out. I'm a person who loves Black women deeply. Okay. Black women for me is the reason why I do boudoir photography and why I have a lot of the things that I do around boudoir when it comes to Black women, which is the Coterie Noir, which is boudoir for Black women. It is a way for me to share my love, my reverence for Black women. And I also feel the same way when I read Black books by Black authors that are romance books. I am from the great state of Maryland, and if you don't know, I am from Baltimore. Baltimore is the home of so much rich history, but especially music, art, and so Baltimore is that girl, okay? Charm City. If you don't know, look it up. We are much more than The Wire. We are so much more than what people like to portray us as, and we are it. Like, we are. I love to read paranormal Black ass romance books. That is my jam. I have a few authors that I absolutely love. I'll put a list of them here. Some of them, not all of them. Second question, what made me start this channel? I started this YouTube channel for one reason only. And it has changed since I've had it. But the first reason was I wanted this to be a space for my clients to come and find information about my business. So I had information on what a shoot looks like with me. You can still find those images, those videos here. Also to share testimonials from my past clients. And from there, when I was about to turn 39, going into 40, I realized that I wanted to share more of my love for what I love to do outside of boudoir. And so I changed this into books and boudoir and being 40 and what that looks like. Question number 3. What genres do I think deserves more attention within Black literature? Overall, romance, like just romance in general. Romance is, I think, for me and for a lot of Black women, the way that we are able to connect with what romance truly should look like, what is healthy romance. Because I think that, one, authors are able to create what healthy love looks like, not just romantic love, but platonic love as well. And so I think romance is something that doesn't get a lot of like fanfare like other genres of Black literature, but I think romance is putting in a lot of work to help a lot of people overcome traumatic experiences within their own romantic relationships. So I think it needs to be at the forefront of what it looks like, especially for like Black liberation and Black love, because you get to create this version of what it should be for a person. So for me, definitely Black literature, the biggest genre I think should be romance, with that subgenre being paranormal and fantasy. I love it now. What Black literature character lives rent free in your head? Oh, I have so many because I read so friggin' much. I think recently a character that has lived rent free in my head is a character from Tessa Stone, where for some reason I cannot remember her name right now, but she was the Spider Queen. And she lives rent free in my head because I was like, I have never read a book where there has been a woman who is a queen of spiders. Like that has never been something that I read about. And I connected with her as a person, as a character, in the way that she was navigating being in the dark and then moving out of that and understanding like what her purpose and her role is towards everyone in that area, everyone in Wintermoon, and how she was one of the most important characters but didn't realize it. And what she thought she knew was not exactly what happened, and how when you plan for one thing, there's always little things that happen and go and put you in a position which you were not ready for, and you have to get ready for it quickly. And so I feel like she is recently is that character that kind of lives rent free in my head. But then there's also Crazy Joe, who's in that series. And there's a part in that beginning of that story for him, same thing, Tessa Stone, where you are connecting with him as an enslaved ancestor, but then he's not he's transitioned to a vampire, but now he is something more because of that trauma and how it changed him dramatically, even as a person, as this creature who was undead. Like that definitely has lived rent free in my head because it was just something that I had never read before. What book best represents your community, culture, or upbringing? Mm, I don't know if I have a book per se that represents like my community or culture or upbringing. And I say that because I read so friggin' much that a lot of times I have pieces of books that come together and allow me to create this fantasy and this world. And so I use books almost as a way to escape from what the hell is happening in reality. So I don't know if I have like a one book that is like, yes, this represents all of that. I think when I read certain books and they have spaces with the characters who are in really good platonic, excuse me, platonic relationships, that for me makes me want to do better within my own romantic and platonic relationships. And so I think that is where I kind of get into that space of community. I hope that answered that question right, because I can't think of like just one book that represents that. Which Black author would you love to have dinner with, living or deceased, and why? Definitely Tessa Stone, because I love the way that her mind works when it comes to Black paranormal books and meshing together characters and history and moving in that space. Always the GOAT, Beverly Jenkins, hands down. That is one of my favorite authors. The way that she was able to get into historical fiction and then move into contemporary thrillers, suspense, and even within that romance, I learned so many things from her books that I have a full on library of just her books. Whenever I try to find them like secondhand because I like to read the notes. And sometimes I'm like, I just want to find one where she assigned it maybe. But I love her books down because I learned about the Chinese Exclusion Act. I learned about indigo. I've learned about the Underground Railroad. I learned about, like, I remember learning about Harriet Tubman and her actual name and all of these things, mulattoes, and like just living in New Orleans and how people had to not only fight for their rights, but what does that look like when they were also, people who had money, and what did that look like in the 1800s, 1700s? Just all her books. I would love to sit down and have conversation with her and dinner with her. So definitely Tessa Stone because she's one of my faves, but Beverly Jenkins would be my one hands down. If a new viewer found your channel today, what three books would you introduce them to introduce them to your reading taste? Oh, three books, three books. I don't know if I have three books. I kind of have authors. And I say that because, as I said, even last year, I almost read 200 books. And I think over the lifetime of me reading, I was that girl who, when the library had, like, if you read a certain number of books, we'll give you something. I was that child that would read and have, like, they'd be like, "Girl, you doing too much. Like, we don't even have that many things to give you. So just cool out." Like, I was that child. So I probably have read over 3,000 books in my lifetime and more. probably now. But I would say for authors, I would definitely say Beverly Jenkins, because she is one of my faves, especially with the historical romance. Tessa Stone, as I said before. I'm trying to think who will be my third one. Maybe Pepper Pace. I love her series with I think they're called the Galatians or something like that. I actually really enjoyed her series, and she does a lot with race and romance and like fantasy and sci-fi things. So definitely, okay. So Tessa Stone, Pepper Pace, and oh, okay, only three. All right, I'm gonna just say it. Pepper Pace, September Night, because I really enjoy her books. Who else did I say? Beverly Jenkins for sure, and then Tessa Stone. I know you said three, but I had to do four. Finish the sentence. Black BookTube is life. Black BookTube is liberation. Black BookTube is joy. Black BookTube is community. If you're new here, I want to thank you. I want to ask that you subscribe and learn more about me, as I am doing a lot of work with turning 40 and what does that look like as a single 40 person, talking about what I'm doing with boudoir and how I am transitioning into shooting more since I've taken a break, and also talking about books and what books are to me and how much I love reading, because I am not a big TV watcher. And I hope that with all of that, you spend time to get to know what books you like from this page. And I want you to go into my playlist as well, because I am a person who likes to keep things in categories. And so I have a Why Choose romance list, a sapphic romance list, fantasy and paranormal list, historical romance list, contemporary romance list, and just a whole plethora of information about romance books. And then I also have my 40 for 40 playlist. If you are new here, that's a great way to find out more about me, because before I turned 40, I did 40 videos over 40 days leading up to my birthday that shared with my audience things that I've learned on this journey of turning 40. And a lot of it stems from the last 10 years of my life and sharing what it took to reinvent myself over and over again after divorce, and things that I wish that I was told as a young person, and just things that will guide you and help you moving forward if you're kind of stuck in a space. So I hope that, one, you got something out of this video, especially learning more about me. I hope that if you love Black romance as much as I do, that you will continue to engage with my account. And I just want to say thank you. And if you have not already done so, please make sure that you subscribe, like, and follow, all those good things. And if you have any questions, make sure that you put them in the comments so you can get to know more about me. And definitely check out my websites, because I have a lot of them. Definitely have a lot of them, and Instagram pages. All right.